What's up, everybody? It's the Mad Hatter, logging back in, reporting live from La Ciudad del Mal. And I want to talk about the healthcare industry in the United States and basically how fucked it is and how bad Obamacare is and was. So let's go ahead and get into that real quick. The recent news over the 500% price increase of the EpiPen and Aetna extorting the U.S. government through threatening and successfully leaving 11 out of 15 exchanges because the DOJ, Department of Justice, rejected a $1 billion merger with Humana, sheds light on how little Obamacare really did. But Obamacare did what it was set out to do. That was get 30 million uninsured Americans insured, but leave control up to private industry, which largely operates as a monopoly. And if you're a private industry, you get 30 million more people on the hook and they have to pay in. That's good for you. That's more money, right? So it was a smart move by the Obama administration and moderate established Democrats, which at the time owned a Democratic majority House and Senate, and of course a presidency. It was a smart move by them to push forward a new healthcare plan that was written by the private industry and only benefited the private industry. It was smart by them because while they're getting paid by the private industry, most Americans are not aware of that. They just hear the great news of new healthcare and 30 million more people on there, and they're like, oh, that's a success. It made Obama and his pals look like political geniuses, and it didn't upset the business interests that helped Obama get elected through fundraising. When the Affordable Care Act of 2010, try not to laugh at the name, but when the Affordable Care Act of 2010 passed, Obama and experts deemed it a historical healthcare legislation. I mean, look, Obama got an often divided Congress to work together and insured 30 million additional Americans. The Obama legacy will live on, right? Even if the Americans who still have to choose between rent and medical expenses won't. He convinced Americans and those on the left, even though his chief of staff at the time thought liberal groups pressuring their own party to vote in favor of the healthcare bill were fucking retarded. He convinced us, that we had victory, despite not passing a public option, which would have been a logical step toward universal and or affordable health care. At the time Obamacare passed, there were a host of issues that were blatantly obvious to the average person. For one, there was no protection against premium hikes that we're seeing right now and that are more common than a Kardashian preying on a black man. Also, there was no incentive to keep healthcare providers in any exchange. This proves that one, corporate industries run the way our government operates. With them pulling out of more and more exchanges, the ACA will fall apart, or the Affordable Care Act. Also, we cannot force corporations to look out for the interest of citizens over money. If Obamacare worked at first, that was only because corporations chose to play the game. But once they get mad enough, they'll stop playing and we're back to giving in to their demands. I mean, look, it's 2016, banks are still shy about raising interest rates, meaning nobody's injecting money into the economy. We're out of the recession, but they still choose to hoard money. And ultimately, there is no government option other than the private healthcare providers that more often than not had full control of their economic territory. And as a for-profit company, is there anything better than no competition? So fast forward 6 years later, after the passage of this bill, and the healthcare industry is still run by Big Pharma. Premiums continue to rise, customers even with pre-existing conditions are getting dropped, and the prices of drugs are still skyrocketing despite top-level executives receiving huge bonuses. So I want to leave that there. Overall, I could say a lot more about this. We're still not able to, get a hold of generic brands of some of these, more expensive drugs. There's still not a lot of competition or choice in the healthcare industry, and people are wondering why it's not working out. So shit is fucked up. I'd like to know about what you guys are going through in different parts of the world if you guys end up listening to this. People from Canada, people from the UK, from Australia, from Cuba, South America, Africa, the Middle East. I want to know wherever the hell you are. Let me know about how healthcare is run there. Do you guys trust the government? Do we need a balance between government and corporations? Do we need, more free market? Let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you guys next time.